Hello guys, it's Bobosi Tiberius again. Welcome to the Dead in the Water bracket of this league, this Modern Challenge. We're here with Black-White Martyr Proc, and we're here with a hand that we like a lot. We are going to be able to cast those Orzhov Charms quickly. We're going to be able to get to Squadron Hawk, and we have a Marsh Flats for Crucible of Worlds. So this hand, save it not having a Martyr or a Ranger, is a really impressive hand for what this deck wants to do. We will keep it. If you're just watching, we just completed 2 back-to-back grind fests against blue-white control decks. And we're hoping, with this hand, we're hoping for Jund. We're hoping for Zoo, maybe. We're hoping for something that is more mid-rangey, less grindy. Obviously, we want this removal to be live. Part of the appeal of this deck is how much removal it plays, and when you're playing those blue-white control decks, the removal's kind of dead, honestly. We sided it out. So what we want to see our opponent have, and our opponent's taking just as long as we are to start the game, what we want to see our opponent have is things that we can answer with these Orzhov Charms and this Wrath of God. So, could be any number of things. Counters Company, this could be good against. This could be good against Storm. Very good against Storm, actually. Could be good against a lot of different things. But we don't want a deck where we're not answering our opponent's creatures with 2 Orzhov Charms and a Wrath. We don't want that deck. We can survive it because Squadron Hawk will put cards in our hand and Crucible will let us get to big mana. But we don't want that. One thing that would be interesting here is even if we end up against decks that have dorks, we're on the play, so we can kill those dorks. So up against an Arbor Elf from Panza or one of Titan, Amulet Titan's ramp creatures, we have game. So you love keeping a hand like this, you really do. Now, the crummy situation that could happen is they go turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 Eidolon, and then we're like, you know, it'd be nice here, a Martyr. But even then, we have a Wrath. So as long as we get to the mana, we can survive in theory. Our opponent has taken almost 3 minutes of their clock here to make this decision. Then that includes almost a minute of my clock. So we're wondering if our opponent's there. We are in the dead bracket, so this could just be a timeout situation where the player left their thing up. I'm not going to assume that. I do want to get some games of Magic in. Like we said, this is about practice. This is about getting better. It's about evaluating the deck. So even when you're losing, like the people who were here, we're here for a reason. But this is where people start to drop. We're in the next 3 bracket, so there's no prizes available. A lot of people drop here. I am the type where I will keep playing. Like at the end of the day, it's Planeswalker points, it's practice, stay in, get better. Or grind side events. If you're at a type of situation where you can just pick up a new tournament and try again, do that too. But we're already in, so we'll try it. An X3 opponent could still be a really great opponent, you know? I'll stop talking about the game outside the game and we'll focus in. While we wait, let's get all those up. I've been bad about that. I'm still getting good about being watched. Opponent is 5 minutes in before they have made a decision. They're here. They've kept their 7. No, I'm sorry. They mulliganed to 6. Did they? Yeah. They start with the Blackcleave Cliffs, so immediate thoughts are Hallowed One, potentially Jund, potentially Dredge. Probably would have done something if they were Dredge, but there's always the chance that they don't. We draw Serra Ascendant, which is an okay draw here, and we are going to not crack this Marsh Flats right away to play the Squadron Hawk, even though that would give us 2 Squadron Hawks. If our opponent did something, we might, but there's no reason to start losing life. Another Blackcleave Cliffs. They tap both. For Cathartic Reunion, discarding 2 Griselbrands. So this is Griselshoal. So we have removal. We do have removal. We'll crack while we wait to see while they draw. Okay, yeah, Griselshoal. We have to not play our Crucible even if we draw the land, simply because we need to hold up Orzhov Charm to stop them from... The problem with Orzhov Charm is they can still draw that Griselbrand stuff. They just can't do it through 4 times. They have to draw 3 sets of cards instead of 4 because they can't attack. I'm excited for folks to watch this and to tell me what you think about this deck. I think a lot of people take this deck for granted. A lot of people roll their eyes at this deck, but its explosive capabilities are really incredible. Especially if it has 2 Griselbrands in its opening hand. Its ability to do that and just steal a game 1 from an opponent is really, really interesting. So our creatures are meaningless here. The big goal is to keep them off of doing much with a Griselbrand. Which, game 2, we've got Extirpates, we've got Rest in Peace. But this game, we are not as well prepared as we would like to be. Because we have to take a bunch of damage to kill their Griselbrand. Which is the same as being attacked by it, so there's that. Ghostly Prison is good. Yep, we'll just pass right away. Wait for them to try to get that Griselbrand out of the graveyard and Orzhov Charm it. Same as being attacked by it. So, again, if you watch the opening to this, you know that the big reason we play black is the Orzhov Charm, and it has been okay so far. It has definitely made the deck more streamlined. The thing you get with the white, potentially, is those Orzhov Charms become Thraben Inspectors. They can also just become flex slots, and it's a meta decision as to what you do with them, honestly. I love Thraben Inspector. I think it's a great card. Some people hate it. Some people think paying what is functionally 3 mana to draw a card and get a Dork and get a 1/2 is mediocre to bad. It's your mileage may vary thing. I think if I were on mono white right now, it's hard to argue against a Gideon package. We haven't really seen much of what Gideon can do in these matchups. You saw how quickly the control player got rid of it, and that's kind of a testament to how much game it has. A lot of people are doing stuff with 4 mana Gideon. I almost did. I almost had a 2-1 split. But what we ended up doing here was running 3, just because 4 damage is just as good as 5, and being able to go neener to combo, it can be just as good as well. Looks like our opponent is lagging more than they are taking long to make their decisions. Beautiful Goryo's Vengeance. They come in and we kill. There are some cards here. They will be able to draw 7 cards twice, get up to 19. They have 1 mana, so they need to draw a bunch of Simian Spirit Guides. They did draw Nourishing Shoal, so I doubt anyone watching this is unfamiliar, but what they're trying to do here is have enough life to continue to draw as much of their deck as possible, use Simian Spirit Guides and other ramp spells to, in their case, Desperate Ritual, to cast a Borigmos, hard to say, but the big giant, the big rule giant, and throw every land they draw at your face. So the Nourishing Shoals allow them to get more draws from their Griselbrand to make sure they hit their rituals, make sure they hit their Simian Spirit Guides or whatever they're using, and make sure they hit enough lands to kill you. So someone in the comments will help me with the maximum amount of damage they can do. There's a Through the Breach for the giant. There's the giant. I'm going to not defer to this. We're gonna look. So that's 6. That's 9. That's 12. That's 5. Sorry, that's 15, that's 18, and there's 21. I think they can deal in the 30s. So they've got 24 cards still left in hand. And it is free. They do get to do that without paying anything. So sideboard we're looking at here. Don't Ruined Halo the Griselbrand. Name the giant. And there was a controversy for a while when someone Pithing Needled the wrong copy. So it is for Borigmos Enraged. They have changed that rule so you can just say your Borigmos or the thing that's going to kill me with all those lands. But that is the name of the card. So make sure you don't name the wrong one online because you do have to type it in. We'll put in Ruined Halo. Obviously, rest in peace. Obviously, Gideon is interesting. Extirpate. There's an outside argument to put in the spell pumpers, or the spell stoppers, the things that, the storm stoppers. We don't think we're going to. Gideon, though. Gideon is interesting. There's really no time to ever interact on your main phase with them. Like, what I think we put in instead is extra removal. And our creatures, mostly irrelevant here. We would, Kami is mostly bad. We're looking at Kami a lot and saying no. Ghostly Prison, we'll keep 1 in, just in case, because they do have Worldspine Worm, which can generate 3 5/5s. And they don't run a ton of mana with which to do that. So Hallowed Burial becomes good, your Wrath Spells becomes good. I'm going to cut the Ballista. And take out just 1 proc, and then just 1 Wrath. Actually, let's do just 1 Nova, because we can kill them with 4 mana. And we'll submit that. We're keeping Squadron Hawk in. It's irrelevant, but going turn 2 Hawk, turn 3 Martyr might get us out of range. Someone in the comments tell me if I'm keeping these in for no reason because they can do more than Martyr can gain. This is me admitting my ignorance here. I'm not sure that whether or not they can do more than Martyr can gain. Obviously, they can then attack since it has haste. So yeah, there's an argument for cutting these and putting in the Gideons and saying we can't lose the game, fling some things at Gideon. And Archangel, submit deck. Got it in just in time. We will take the play. Hand's great. Hand's exactly what we want. Hand is amazing. We've got the path. We've got Ghostly Prison is irrelevant, but I do believe they run bolts. So if one of these is an untapped land, it doesn't make sense to Serra. They have to mulligan very aggressively, and my opponent hasn't had to in this game, so good for them. I'm going to start with the Marsh Flats and try to limit the... Actually, that's a misplay. That is decidedly a misplay. Because we're going to take 3 life instead of potentially only taking 1. So that is decidedly a misplay. Don't ever do that. Ouch. Next turn we can still gain enough to put Serra into the air. But, because we do have to be very quick. But that was decidedly a misplay. We may get lucky and not get punished for it by drawing, say, any land. But that was a bad play, and we're punished for it. So 17, and then we'll go up to, yeah, no, we get punished for that. We have to wait a turn. And this deck can turn 3 us, so it's a really unfortunate misplay. Let's see if we lose to it. Ooh. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So we Martyr. We activate Martyr. Gain 31. And we have 3 mana. So next turn we go Serra and hope we don't get bolted. They miss on their land drops again. The deck is finicky, and this is why people write it off. The deck does silly things, but it actually, like, it benefits from going to discard, and we luck out here. Not only do we stop them from doing their thing, we get to eat 1 of their Griselsbrands. Goryo's is instant speed. I don't know what their game plan is here in response to Rest in Peace. They'll definitely get a land now. Gain a bunch of life. Draw a bunch of cards, have a perfect 7. But I have a Rest in Peace. I don't know what I'm doing against this deck. I think that's why people roll their eyes at it. They don't understand how good it can be. I think what they're trying to do here is kill me instantly. Kill me at instant speed with another Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, they're trying to draw all their cards in their deck so they can cast a Goryo's Vengeance on a Borigmos and have enough lands to pop me. Let's see what they did. they get all these cards next turn. So let's see if they got it. So yeah, we might lose to this display if they can ritual themselves down. So if we do survive, bringing in the Spell Shrinkers becomes strong. They're going for it. If they get it, we laugh at ourselves and we accept this as our ignorance. They have 4 mana. They need 5, I believe. Yeah, 5 to cast this. So they're looking for enough to make this happen. There's the Through the Breach. They got it. It gets haste, so we're down to 20 something. 24. So they need 8 lands out of 31 cards. Shouldn't be too hard. And I'm obviously upset about this. Like, obviously mad. Here is what we don't do here. First, we say good game, because my opponent had to do what they had to do. I could say, F this stupid deck, deck's dumb, ban Faithless Looting, ban discard outlets, ban whatever, ban the graveyard. I could be angry, but I misplayed, and it cost me the game. Accept that. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't hate yourself. If we are to be our very best, we have to accept where we are weak and where we have made mistakes. So, yeah, I'm dead in the water. This matchup didn't matter to me at all. So I am able to feel better about it because of that. Like, if this was a win in, if I was still an X2 or got an X1 or an X0, tanked. Totally done. Totally table flipping mad, maybe. Don't be. We messed up. A good deck beat us. If you're going to play at the top tables in Eternal formats or even in Standard or Draft, where it is less likely where a single misplay kills you. It still can happen. It's less likely. But in Modern, Legacy, Vintage, even EDH, which will never be a competitive format, I imagine, but even EDH, one misplay can be the difference between winning and losing, and it very likely was here. I could have been able to go turn 2 Martyr, turn 3 Serra, turn 4 Rest in Peace. That's a win condition they can't answer, especially when they got stuck on 1 land. So because we played the wrong land first, think critically, know your deck. There's no excuse for me to do that, but I'm also not going to hate myself because I did it, kind of thing. Sorry if that's luxury. Hopefully you skipped it. If you were like, screw you, dude, get out of here, you suck. But I am just as much making these videos for myself as I am anyone else, and hopefully someone got something out of that. We are 1-4. There are 3 rounds left. We have a whole day to learn from this and grow from this. I love these early tournaments. Let's win out, and let's try to be 4-4.